What's up? How is everything? How is life? How is everybody? What is everybody up to? Here we are. I haven't streamed in a while. I don't know, like a week or two. I mean, I did a couple test streams with this computer, but I haven't actually streamed, which we're going to do today. I need to get rid of this chair. It's very comfortable like this, but to use in the shop, I'm always sitting on the front edge of it, and it's not good for the shop. I think I'm going to make a stool one of these days very soon that rolls around. I'll probably use this base and make a stool that I can roll around on. Would be all cripple like, but have a stool. So, how is life? How is everybody? What is up in the world of whatever, Twitchification, in the Twitchy and YouTubey world? Is there anybody out there? Just not if you can hear me. Is there anyone at home? I was that a second ago over there. You can see that little white box right there is actually a speaker. There's another little white box right there, just above the door, that's a speaker. And another little one right there, that's a speaker. That's a big subwoofer. It's my old computer speaker set that I have a very old iPhone plugged into, and it plays music when I want music. And right there, and over there are the new Moxon wheel handles that I've been working on, and they're all scraps, and they're freaking awesome. They're not perfect, but oh my god, they came out as nice. I would like to do them again because I think I could deliberately make them look pretty, but for stuff I just glued scraps together randomly, they look really nice. Like really, really nice. Like really, really nice. Like really, really nice. It's funny, when I put it over here, you can see the whole, look at the bottom. You can see the whole, like, image. You can see below the frickin' wheels on the Moxon base, but if I bring it over here, it cuts them off halfway. That's really kind of odd. It's very odd, I just noticed that. Anyway, this is so very clear, which is nice. I'm using the same camera, but I swear to God, this new computer, this is a new to me computer. It's far from new. It's a 2015, but it's way newer than the one I was running over there, which is still here. I'm still using it. I'm just going to strictly use it for the CNC, and I'll use this strictly for computer-y streaming, hanging out, doing web search, which I was using that to do both before. And streaming on that thing is just a nightmare. It's a nightmare. It's old. That was a 2009. This is a 2015. So, yeah, this is a bit newer and a little bit nicer. It's far from perfect, but oh my God, is it freaking nicer. Thank you, Sergio. I traded it. I got to give exited myself from the studio. Is everything back to working? Yes, it seems it is. Is it all working? I guess it is. Mute it again. Okay, anyway, there's that. And then we have, I think what I'll do is just do this. That should actually be a clearer image. The phone usually does a much nicer job. I wonder if the lens just needs to be cleaned because it's very dusty. Is that any better? But right here, if I go like that, and I go like that, you can see the Zolan end panels, which were pretty much done, but I got a new finish I'm trying, and it's this stuff. Where'd it go? I had it out. Here it is. Which is supposed to be really good, and come to find out it's oil-based. And I usually use water-based, because water-based is usually thinner, just easier, it doesn't stink. And my brother got me that, which is fine. And it's oil-based, so it's a lot thicker. And yeah, I got some drips around these, which Zolan probably wouldn't care, but I do. So they needed to get a little sanding, and I'll have to give it another coat or two. I think I sanded off a little too much. But they look very nice. They came out pretty cool. They're far from perfect. They all have a couple of air bubbles in the resin, some stuff in them. The biggest problem I have out here is this is a wood shop. And if I go and run any saws or the CNC or anything, I can't finish that day because I have to give it a good 8 to 10 to 12 hours for the dust to settle. And yeah, so I was running the CNC this morning, but it was fairly early and I haven't cut anything since. I did do a little sanding, but it was over there and it was all by hand and it was minor. So I think I'm ready to coat these again. I do want to take this and thin it. This is kind of thick for what I'm trying to do. Now this is a rub-on polyurethane. You don't brush it on. You don't. You basically just rub it on and kind of wipe it off. But it's oil-based, which I'm not a biggest fan of. But whatever. Yeah. So I need to do that. But I think I want to thin it. And I need something to thin it with, which I have some paint thinner. It says to use mineral spirits or paint thinner to clean up, so I'm assuming paint thinner will thin it. It's actually got mineral spirits in it. But I don't know. It's going to be a trial and error thing. I'll know the minute I stir it if the paint thinner will work. I do want to thin it slightly. Not a lot, just a little bit. But the next issue I have is what to thin it in. I don't think I have anything that won't melt. Everything I have is plastic and will melt. I don't have any like glass. I do have paper cups. They're kind of wax coated. The only other problem is do I need to re-sand that before applying? Do I need to steel wool that to get a bite? And I think I do. Which means I should probably do that first. So let's go do that. Well, hello. How are you? Kooky? Is that what it is? Kooky 95? How are you today? Thanks for joining my goofy little stream. What are you up to on this? It's raining here in New England. I'm in New England. It just started raining here. I'm trying to think of what I can freaking thin that with. I need a can. Oh, you know what I got? I got the wax tins. That's what I usually use, the wax tins. I'm just peachy. How are you? Just so you know, I don't always sit at the computer, so I don't always see chat right away. Because it's just a little itty bitty 13-inch laptop, and I can't always see it from where I'm working. So if you say something and expect an immediate response, it often won't happen. Not that it won't happen ever, it just often won't happen right away. I can also coat those coasters. Okay, I should start steel wooling. Let's bring the chair over here. Oh crap! I got ant infestation again. I haven't had ants in here all in a while. I guess I got to get out my Boro crap and make some ant killer solution. Because I don't like ants. I really hate to touch this. This one's actually really nice. There's some scratchy marks in here. That's on the inside where no one will ever see it. Yeah, there's some dry marks too here and there. Oh well. Hit it with some steel wool and then a tack cloth. Give it a nice finished sheen. This is all mahogany. There's two different kinds here. I don't know what they are. They're reclaimed lumber from my brother's deck. One of them was actually part of his hot tub sidewall, I believe, where we tore that out and had it taken to the dump when he went to sell his house because it was kind of toast. And the other is from the actual deck, and he had like seats and stuff around it. And the actual deck was framed and pressure treated, but the decking was mahogany. Fancy. It was a fancy mahogany. On his 200-year-old house, 1800s house that they sold before they moved to Newport and bought another old house and rebuilt it. Crazy people. So, little steel woolen to scuff up the surface here. So there's something for the new coat to bite into and hold on to. Most people just sand now. I don't get it. Steel wool is for this. It's so much better than sanding. The only thing I don't like about steel wool is you get all this steel wool dust in the pockets and pores, which you gotta vacuum off and then take a tack cloth too. I mean, you can't just do one or the other. You have to do both because the vacuum will get in all the deep pores and pull them out, and the tack cloth will get any little remnants that kind of staticky cling to it. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but this is all. We had to re-sand it. What's going on over here? Nothing. Good. Nobody in chat. So we're steel wooling away. And then, where's the vacuum? Way over there. Just got to break up the surface a little bit. So this polyurethane has something to grab onto. If you do it right away, I think it's 4 hours. Water or oil with polyurethane. You don't have to sand it or steel wool it, because it'll adhere to the previous coat. But this is dried for like 3 or 4 days, if not longer. 5 days. I was hoping to ship this out on Monday, I think the last time I coated it was Friday. And it had some minor issues. And Zolon's been waiting this long. He freaking wanted these things like back at Thanksgiving. And just never got around to it. I wasn't sure how to do them. This letter is extremely difficult to cut all of this here. I actually had to get a special bit for it. I mean, it's not special. It's just a 60-degree V-bit instead of a 45. So I could... Actually, I don't even think I used a V-bit. I didn't. I used like a needle point bit. I don't know how else to describe it. There's a name for it. I can't think of what it is offhand. But if you actually look, there's a darker outline. I actually cut deeper with a really, really small bit, so I could do all of these and then use the larger bit to knock it out. But most of the bits I have, the smallest that I could cut with reliably, were 1/8 inch, which a lot of this, it wouldn't even go into the little areas. So I got another bit, which I wanted anyways. Give me an excuse to buy it. Is it all deglazed? It seems to be. Let's take the vacuum to it. It's gonna get loud, guys. If there's anyone actually here. Vacuuming, especially in these little grooves here. There's a vacuum off the board too, right? So I don't puff up something. Dust off of this here board. Hopefully that's right. That's what the seat too. It's kind of disgusting. Alright, kill the vacuum. Then we get out the tack cloth and we tack it because it gets all the super stuff that even the vacuum doesn't get. It kind of static clingies on. I don't know why more people don't use tack cloths. This chair is getting annoying. I need to replace it with something smaller. I could just take that stool right there, which you can't see, and put this leg under it, I think. It's actually not a bad idea. Put the rollers under it that this thing is on. Get rid of this big old office chair. This is an old office chair. I was getting ready to throw out anyways. And when I started working out here, I just brought it in here because it was convenient. Because I had it, see, but it's just too big and obnoxious. And it used to roll around nice, but it's like the wheels roll too easily, but they don't roll where you want them to. First world problems, right? Let's try this with a paper cup and just mix a little bit. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but we're going to try it. And it says stir but don't shake. I don't know how you're supposed to do that in a can. Mix container thoroughly. Do not shake. How the hell are you supposed to mix this thing without shaking it? What's up, non-fan? What's up, red light? Yep, those are Zolan's rep box panels. Finally. They were actually done Thursday, Friday was the last time I coated them. But there was there's some drips in them I didn't like. And Zolan probably wouldn't have cared. They were actually on the inside, but I care. So the problem is where the wood shop, I can't always finish because there's sawdust in the air and it's too cold to like go to another room. Like I go on the other side of this wall over here, and as long as I'm not running the CNC, because the CNC vacuum's over there, and even though it's all filtered, I'm sure there's sawdust going out into the air. But I'll finish over there as long as it's warm enough, but it's not warm enough right now. So this is the only room I can finish in. And if I'm cutting stuff and running saws, I can't do finish, which is kind of obnoxious. So let's take a little of this, if I can get it open. Jesus. I hate these push-downy, freaking cranky, stupid, obnoxious covers. They don't protect anybody from anything. It's some moron. It's like, oh, we got to be safe. There's nothing safe about it because you can't get into it at all. All right, this is much too thick for what I want to use it for, anyways. And I should have checked because the paint thinner I'm going to use is about as old as the hills. And I don't even know if it's any good anymore. And this is the stuff you cannot just throw in the garbage. You have to lay the rags out because otherwise you could start a fire. I mean, this thing, look how old it is. It's like the can's like, it's old. But it's paint thinner. I mean, I don't think paint thinner itself actually goes bad, does it? I only want a very little bit in here just to thin this out a tad. That might even be too much. I hate paint thinner. I always use water-based finishes because this stuff just stinks. And back in the 70s, I would have said, oil-based finish all the way, no water-based. But water-based finishes have come so far in the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years that they're just as good. In some ways, they're better. So, it definitely smells like paint thinner, and I don't see a problem with it. So let's stir it in there. I might have thinned it out too much. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. Shaken, not stirred. Yep. Hopefully it doesn't blow through this cup. Did you just hear thunder? Or something explode? Do you guys hear that? It's probably dynamite out on the train tracks. The train tracks at the end of my driveway out this way, kind of diagonally from this driveway garage. It's like a quarter mile away, and they're rebuilding some stuff up there. They've been doing it for like a month now. I guess they're widening it because there's some rock cliffs and stuff. Actually, that way a little bit, like a half a mile that way, and I think they're widening those cliffs. So they've been having rock falls on the trains and stuff. Nothing major, but it could be major. So I think they're dynamiting out some of the cliff. It takes them forever because they got the actual trains running, so they can only work like 15 minutes every hour kind of thing, because they have to spend 15 minutes setting up and another 15 minutes breaking down and another 10 minutes waiting for the next train to go by, and so they really don't get to work all that much. Yeah, I think that's what they're doing, because I just heard it again. I'm not hearing the whistle though. Usually hear that whistle before the dynamite goes off. Oh well, maybe it was an earthquake. We do get those here occasionally, not too often, but occasionally. All right, let's go back over here. Let's highlight that camera. Can I highlight that camera? Yes. Whoops. There we go. Bring my chair over if I don't knock everything over doing it. See, look, the frickin' chair just rolls away. Because there is a pitch here. You know what? Let this frickin' chair go. I'm going to use this. This is better anyways. Sick of that frickin' office chair. So, let's try and rub some of this in and see how it goes. Let's try the back first. Which one do I have the most finish missing? This one. I don't know if you can see that in camera. But now with water base, I just rub it on. This is still kind of thick, thicker than I thought. But actually, I don't know. I think this is about the perfect consistency. Actually, you just the water based. I can just rub on, let it sit for a minute, and rub off, and I get like a perfect finish. The oil kind of, I don't know, it gets like a weird tackiness to it. So it's hard to rub on and then rub back off again. You try and rub it off, you lose the sheen. That seems to be working now they thinned it. Normally I would do this matte, but I don't know if the camera shows it. But this has like that shimmery green to it. It's really freaking cool. The wood is, and the matte won't show that. And I know Zolan will get a kick out of the shimmer. I don't know how to describe it. There's a word for it. But it's very shimmery. So I want to use the gloss on it so it shows the shimmer. took it off too much now. I lost the glossy. There we go. That's what's nice about using matte is, like I said, I can go back over it and kind of buff out the finish with the matte. With the gloss, I can't really do that because you lose the gloss. So we're going to do this now without getting fingerprints on all the sides. And that's slipping around, getting that little screw hole right there. That ain't staying. Did I get all my fingerprints off? Nope. Of course, trying to get the fingerprints off, I put more fingerprints in it because there's no way to hold it. Alright, one down. Let's do this one. That's kind of what I want right there. But I'm just barely adding any. It brings out the gloss again. It's almost like buffing it more than it's actually adding finish. Now I got too much, I think. Yep. Oh well. Learning something new with this. I've done rub-on finishes before. Polyurethanes, and I like them. A lot of people are like, oh, use more, I don't know, the fancy finishing waxes. And they're nice, don't get me wrong. But for stuff like this, polyurethane's better. I don't like, you get a lot of fancy woodworkers jobs. They, oh, use frickin' teak oil or tung oil or one of those fancy finishes. But to be honest, I find those look good new. They frickin' yellow, and I don't know if you can see the shimmer even after I sanded that in there, like all along here. I don't know if the camera picks it up. It's not as clear as if there's a gloss finish on it. This thing's gonna slide around, so I gotta put a finger on it, which is gonna put a fingerprint in it. Oh well. Dolan's finally gonna get his rep box panels. He's been wanting these since, like, I don't know. I was thinking Thanksgiving, but actually I think it was before that even. I think he asked for these way back when I did rep cords. These have to be laid out. They cannot be just thrown in the garbage. You know what? I may not even sand these. These are just like some scrap board coasters. They have burn marks and everything on them. Yeah, I'm going to clean them up. I'm not going to finish them right now. I got finish on them now because they got fingerprints on them. Now, what am I going to do with this? I suppose I can dump it somewhere. Jay! What's up? Yeah, this ain't no 007 drink. I need to dump this somewhere safe where it will not start a fire. I suppose if I actually let it soak into a cardboard box, put it out in the rain. Actually, you know what I can do? I'm just going to dump it out over here in the driveway. Normally I would not do that in the driveway, but it's a sandy spot that I've been filling with sand, and it keeps eroding. And I'm hoping that will seal up some of this stone together and keep it from continuing to erode. Does that sound plausible? Probably not, but I want water-based. So the two things about water-based, I don't have to worry about the letting it dry and starting a fire, because it's only the oil base that can start fire in garbage cans. And if I resin pour too high, what is the best way for me to take it down? I have no idea, dude. If you just want to pull it out, I use a syringe if I get a little too much in there. I have some old crappy syringes that are cheap, and I just use a syringe. I literally, when I do mine, I don't know if you ever noticed, they almost look like inlays. I deliberately put the resin in, get it to the side walls, and then pull some out of the middle, so it's got a raised panel-y looking thing. I just like that look. So I pour it in there, get it almost to the top, run a stick around it. Commercials! And I'll put my tools away while you watch a commercial, so I get my 2 cents. I want my $3, $2, whatever it is. I want my $2. I want my $2. How many commercials you getting when you get back? How many commercials did you get, Jerry? I wish it would tell me when it goes to commercial too. That's the other thing I don't like about Twitch is I got no clue that you're in a commercial. So I'll just keep babbling half the time and not know. And not know a thing. I won't know a thing. Hey, non-fam, get off YouTube and go on to Twitch where I'll get paid my 2 cents. Just kidding. Don't really care either way. Okay. I do plane them down. Well, it depends. If I want it flush, I plane it down. But most of the ones I've been doing, I pour it in and then I suck it back out, and it actually sticks to the sidewall and leaves a thinner coat in the middle. So most of what I do has like this one I planed. This is a test piece I did for the knives. Sean, I did his sign, and Sean, I did it in oak, but I did a test cut in this cheap pine. And this I planed down to get a nice look. This, I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of concave. When I pour it in, I take a stick like this and I run it around the edge to make sure it's connected and, caught on the edge. And then I literally take a syringe and I draw some of it back out. And it leaves you with a little, like, rounded edge, but it's lowered in the center, but it sticks to the edge the way the resin is. This is planed off. This was planed off too, but the resin's recessed. It's lower than the wood is. Okay, now on Twitch. Non-fam is now a BioNick. He switched his name on me because he switched back to Twitch because he's a good man. Good man. So anyway, I don't know if you saw my little shorts. I've been doing shorts because I'm trying to get my YouTube back up because if I can actually get my counts up high enough on YouTube, I'll probably stop streaming on Twitch because I like YouTube better. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Twitch is I mean, you get paid faster on Twitch. I'm not looking to get rich. It's not like I'm out to make money, but I'd like to pay the bill. It costs me money to stream. Not a lot, but a little bit. I'd like to recover that. And Twitch isn't doing it. Twitch is kind of a pain in the butt. And it's not as popular. Like, if I was on YouTube, I get like 20 or 30. Prefer to see me in little shorts? No. Anyway, YouTube kind of is pushing the shorts thing nowadays. So I hate shorts. I'll be flat out honest. I freaking hate shorts on YouTube. I very seldom watch them. There's a few people I watch them because they do a nice job. Filament Libraries, what's her name there? She does her little filament things. She does almost all of her shorts. Hers are good because she does it for the shorts and she's doing a subject matter that's actually pretty good in shorts. So it's worth watching hers. And she doesn't always do a short, but hers are always very short. They're a couple, 3 minutes tops, even when they're full length. um, but I've been doing a bunch of shorts lately because YouTube really pushes them. Like, I think the worst one I've done was the one I released today because I released it at noon. I've been playing with times and releases as much as um, subject matter, but I think I've done like 5 in the last 2 weeks. It seems like, and it could be timing, it could be the subject. The one I released yesterday, I released at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and it was sanding with a drill. I put these wheels, which you can't see because I turned the camera. Let's turn this camera back around. And straighten it up. Come on, this thing's got too heavy of a click. I gotta sand those off. All right, so these things, which is gonna cut half off, but these right here. When I went to sand them, I put them on a drill, mounted them on a drill with the rod, and sanded them. And I did a little, how to sand without a lathe, because normally if you have a lathe, you put those on a lathe to make them and sand them. Yeah, it is hard to get shorts of any decent subject matter. But anyway, that got my most views ever of any video in the first 60, like the first 30 minutes, I had close to like 17,000 views. 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning here, somewhere in that range, early morning. I was out here, I freaking woke up at midnight and said, screw it, I'm not going to just lay in bed and do nothing. So I came out here and I was piddling around and I sanded those. And they're cool. They're all like scraps and they're different colors and different pieces of wood all glued together. Anyway, so I did a video of sanding those. I think it capped out in the first hour at like 2,600 views in an hour. For me, that's like incredible. I usually get like 50 views total. The one before that got 500, and I think the one I released today at noon only got like 500 in the first hour. And it seems like after an hour, it stops getting views. YouTube stops like pushing it out there after the first hour. You basically get an hour of view time with a short, unless someone subscribed to you. But they really, really push them for that first hour after you release them. So, yeah, it's really not, though, believe it or not. Most of the woodworking videos, even the people that are super popular, have way less views than like Joel, Angus. Angus gets more views than I mean Joel is incredible compared to most woodworking. It's very few woodworking channels that get high views. 3D printing stuff gets way more views than in general. I got more views when I was just doing 3D printing stuff than I do with woodworking. I lost subscribers and I lost views when I went to woodworking from 3D printing. It's funny. And I'm just now getting the shorts are giving them back. Just because I started doing shorts, I've gotten like 10 more subscribers. I get like 20 or 30 likes, which again isn't a lot, but it is for me. I've never really pushed my site. You know, I usually leave a post and say, hey, I put up a video, and that's about it. I don't really advertise it. I don't really push it. Um, yeah, well, that's just it. I did the bandsaw blade, which I would think should get high views because the first one I did with it should get really high views because the uh, the thumbnail that the other thing about shorts, they don't let you do a thumbnail. They do the thumbnail, but they pulled the thumbnail that was perfect. I zoomed in. I used a macro lens on my phone. Believe it or not, I have one of them little clip-on macro lens, and I got real close to a bandsaw blade that was brand freaking new. It's only about 2 weeks old, and my brother ran a board through it. I mean, it's not really his fault. We were both dealing with it, but he ran a board through it and hit a freaking 200-year-old cut nail. It was this old oak that I have over here. He was ripping some down and he was going to do something with it, and just destroyed the blade. It was brand new brain saw blade. It wasn't a month old, and I said screw it. So I pulled it off. I had another one, put it on there, and then the one I put on there wasn't as good. Different brands, Stare It, and the original one was a wood slicer. So I pulled it off and I set it to the side. It's still cut. I was like, if I'm to do something really hokey or something I'm scared, I'll put it back on there in case it hits another nail or whatever. And I was thinking about it the other day and I was looking at it and I actually had my chainsaw sharpener out. I was thinking I was going to do some chainsawing. I don't know what I did with it, but I had the little chainsaw sharpening bit. And I looked at it, it's like the perfect size to do the bandsaw blade. It's like, screw it, I'm going to try it. So I made a little video of sharpening it. And I did all right. Did like 600 views in like half an hour. And then it just died off. Didn't make it even a full hour of high view content. It only went like a half hour and then it died off. And I said, subscribe and, all that. And I'll show you what it did. So I had to do a video of it. Well, I put it back on today and videotaped it. And it cut pretty well. Like really well. It cuts better than the brand new Stare blade does. It's still on there. It's staying on there. I ordered some new blades the other day, but it's staying on there. So that blade did sharpen. Now the other thing I did do is because I literally went with the gullet and I just hit it with one of those, it's a little chainsaw sharpening little, it's a little piece of pipe basically, a little piece of freaking metal rod that's a certain diameter with some grit glued onto it. It's just a cheap chainsaw blade sharpener. And I just hit each gullet. It took me like, I don't know, a couple of hours because there's, 4 teeth per inch, 115-inch blade. So you do the math. That's like 460 teeth that I had to sharpen. I just sat out here and went, zzz, 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 and that's literally all you do. And I did a cut with it, and it was okay. It wasn't great, but I was getting like this sharp line in the side every so often, every like half an inch at the rate I was pushing it. So I was thinking I still had a burr or something on one of the teeth because it wasn't consistent. It was like, you're learning your feed rate, how hard you push, and how much the blade goes around that. Certain areas of the blade, like the joint where they weld it together, always gives you a little wobble mark. I was like, screw it. And I actually took a stone, a regular sharpening stone, and I put it up against the fence and I trapped it up against the blade gently and I ran the blade by hand backwards a couple of revolutions did both sides of it, and that just took the burr right out. The thing cuts beautifully now. I mean, it doesn't even fight me. I'm not pushing it. I don't have to push hard. I don't have to do anything. It just cuts, which is awesome. So that's kind of sort of fixed, which is nice because that was not a cheap blade. It's not like stupid. Bandsaw blades aren't stupid expensive, but they're not cheap either. They're 40, $50. I ordered two new ones. Um, I actually got two of the same ones. I got another half inch, and I got a 3/4 of that kind too, which I really like. I like the wood slicer blades a lot. The hell is that? Vibrating the whole garage. There's a helicopter going overhead. Weekend Warriors must be doing their test week. Because the only other thing is yesterday, day before yesterday, I think it was yesterday. Um, a little prop plane flew over, and we're like right on the edge of where prop planes can fly, because there's a military base over there, and there's a nuclear power plant right there, and they're not allowed to fly around it, and it's only like 6 miles away, and I believe it's a 5 or 6 mile, no fly zone around the power plant, and like a 3 or 4 mile around the military base. And next thing I know, that same plane, like you could hear going, the arc back, and all of a sudden there was two F-16s buzzing it, and they swooped around and they buzzed it like 3 times, like right over the house. And I mean, it wasn't low flying, it wasn't tree level, but it was definitely in that 400-foot range. And those F-16s were like right by it. So he had to get too close to the power plant because the power plant's over there, and that's where he came from. Because them puppies, they don't play. There's always helicopters, and there's always uh, like F-16s or F-14s in the air around here. There's so many military bases, and there's so much to go on. You got Grumman Air Force out on Long Island, which is only like 15 miles, like straight out this door over here. Um, you got the nuclear power plant. You got Electric Boat, where they build the nuclear power submarines. You have the sub base just 5 miles up the river from EB. You have the National Guard base, which is now a federal terrorist training camp right over here. And you got the National Guard base over there. So within like 10 miles. Oh, and you got the Coast Guard Academy and the Coast Guard base. You have the Coast Guard Academy and a Coast Guard base all within like 2 miles of that. I mean, there's so many military and so much dangerous stuff right within the 15-mile radius of here. There's always some kind of something flying overhead. Military helicopters. There's freaking Blackhawks always overhead. The jets don't. You see them, you hear them off in the distance. They kind of stay out on the sound over the water. You don't usually see those flying right over here. But they were buzzing that little plane the other day like nothing. Whoever was in that little plane got freaking some shorts wet. I didn't block you to talk. Why would I block you to talk? I don't block anybody. Does it say you were blocked? Did someone else block you? You're talking. How did I block you to talk if you're talking? Don't know what you're talking about there, Matt. Hey, Matt! Your stream is now having 5 minutes. Where am I saying? Asbestos residues. Don't know what's going on. You were banned for 5 minutes? I have no idea why. No clue, buddy. I didn't do it. Or if I did, it was by accident. It was an accident. I didn't mean it. It wasn't you. Could have been one of the moderators got pissed off at you and he freaking blocked you. No clue, buddy. I didn't do it. I don't block anyone unless they're like obnoxious and stupid, and it's usually the people I don't know that are obnoxious and stupid that I ban. Because anybody I do know, I let be obnoxious and stupid because I'm obnoxious and stupid. So there's that. Oh, I was going to use one of my tins to make that stuff in, and then I didn't have to throw it out. I don't know why I wasn't. I thought about it and then forgot about it. I just saw that when I looked under here at my wax tins because I got tins full of wax for cutting boards. But I have some of those empty, and I could have put the thinned out polyurethane in one of those, and then I wouldn't have had to dump it. I could have made it and reused it, used more later. Oh well, live and learn. Well, I can't. I was just thinking I'd sand those two little coasters I had in my hand earlier in polyurethane, but I can't sand them because then I'd get sawdust in Solon's boards and I'd be starting all over again when his finished. There's not much I can do out here now. I started finishing. I could put finish on these. These are my brother's drawers for his kitchen cabinet that he wants. He's just got some crappy, like particle board drawers, and he wants nicer ones. And these are all sanded and ready. They're going to be vacuumed off and tack cloth. Wasn't going to do them today because I really want to spray these. Just don't think I'm going to do. I'm not going to rub these. I'm going to spray them. Then I really want water base. I don't want to do it with oil. These are pretty nice. This is my second oldest brother's, going in him and his wife's house. And this oak are from those beams from their old house that they just sold. That was like 200 years old or 100 years old or whatever it was. 1800s. It was built in the 1800s. These are the beams from the attic that they tore out when they remodeled the attic. But the beams were oak. The whole house was framed in oak. Freaking incredible. It was an oak house. Oak framed house. It was oakulated. It was very oaky. It was oakish. I streamed CNC cutting this morning on MakerDeck with this computer. I was playing with this computer to see. Never used your mod powers. I just care about the little porn guys and the crap. That's the only thing I need mods for is the idiots that come on here and, oh, come check out the hot chicks. Here's a link. That's the only thing I care about modding. I had to buy a new CNC bit because I undid it and it dropped on the concrete floor and it took a big chunk out of the tooth. Jerry's blocked. Who blocked you, Jerry? 3D printer decks? You mean maker decks? I don't know what 3D printer decks is. Never heard of them. Is that what it is? 3D printer decks on Twitch. And with this computer, I can actually stream and go looking. Oh yeah, it's a real thing. 3D printer decks. So is that like a MakerDex knockoff? Or have they been around longer? Oh, they're live right now. We take lit sign requests. Oh, they're a sign maker. I'm seeing an ad first right now. Yeah, that's what I just did. It just popped up. I could actually do that on this computer without the spinning beach ball for 20 minutes like that thing used to do. Add. So they just have little blinky lit signs. Is that what they do? They've got a couple of Prusias, but they actually look like Prusia knockoffs. They don't look like actual Prusias that they're zooming in on. They got a little pot leaf in the background. So they make little, like, day glow 3D printed signs. Cool. Cute. Very cute. They play music. I didn't have the audio on, so I didn't hear the music. I had it muted. Otherwise, it would be a feedback loop. Although it probably wouldn't. I keep forgetting I got the headphones on. I was standing in here without my mask. I actually bought a mask, and it's comfortable, and yet it's not. What did I do with it? It's right here. It's comfortable in the sense that it's like soft and fluffy and comfortable. It's not comfortable in the sense that I guess it's too small, like from chin to nose, because it it like rides down my nose and pinches my nose. It doesn't pinch in like like I got the little nose clip too tight. It pushes down on the bridge of my nose and it like floods down my face. And it actually makes it really hard to breathe. It's really good to breathe in the sense of um, one of the valves is gone. I just noticed that it's missing a valve. Huh. No wonder why it's really easy to breathe in. It's just like an open hole here. Well, that's screwy. I know it was there before. I did take one of these off, checking it out. I guess I lost the valve. It's got others. I gotta find them. There's a bag around here with the valves in them because it's got spare valves and stuff. But it's really nice to breathe in. It's even nicer without the valve in it. But it's got like a replaceable charcoal filter, and it's a nice mask. And it was $20 for two of them. I gave my brother one. Okay, why won't you go back in there? Turn, bitch. Okay. What's the problem here? Don't want to lock back on. There it goes. Even though it's incorrect direction, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't, oh, I see. That's kind of weird. Um, it like blocks really nice on my nose and keeps it from spugging my glasses. Hey, what's up, Mike? Mike's on YouTube. Why are you on YouTube, Mike? Twitch, you know better. Be on Twitch where I get my 2 cents. It doesn't matter. Even though I keep saying that, it matters, but it doesn't matter. Um, it's comfortable. It breathes well, even with it's got a valve. I lost it, but I'll grab the other one. There's more in the bag here somewhere. It's a nice mask. It breathes well, which I find really unusual. Most of them I have a hard time breathing in, but it just rides down my nose. It's too small. If I lift it up like just under my lip, it stays up and doesn't pinch my nose off. Yeah, I kind of hate Twitch too. I don't hate Twitch. I do prefer YouTube to view stuff, but YouTube is too picky on who they want to pay, and I need to get paid. I need money. That's why I stream, is because I need money. No, that's actually a lie. I don't stream to make money. I stream. I need money to pay for streaming. I stream because it's fun to stream. Yeah, I hate the commercials on Twitch too. I wish they'd just do them in the beginning. Like, here's how the ultimate streaming service would work for me. You'd sign on, you get to watch it for like 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. And if you stay, you get a set of ads. I hate that Twitch. Like, I love going on Twitch. I'm beginning to like Twitch more and more for just searching for other makers, because a lot of makers are on Twitch now. The problem is you go and you search them and you're like, oh, this looks like it might be a cool person, and you click on them and you immediately get freaking 2 minutes worth of ads. It's like, let me see if this is someone I actually want to watch before you inundate me with ads. That would be awesome. YouTube doesn't really play any ads on streams, which it's going to start, just so you know. I've heard that YouTube is going to start pushing ads on streams, on live streams. So don't get too comfortable with YouTube and the no ads, because they're going to have them soon too. And they'll probably be worse, because YouTube's ads have gotten worse than Twitch. Just watching regular videos, they are like horrendously bad. You get two right in the beginning, which most of them you can't even block anymore. You can't just get rid of. They do their 15-second ones, which I will say the 15-second ads aren't terrible. They still are obnoxious, but 15 seconds aren't terrible. Well, you can do the same thing on Twitch. You can get the Twitch Turbo or whatever it is, and you don't get ads. And I think it's cheaper, isn't it? I have no idea. I don't pay for premiums or turbos or anything. It's just a waste of money to me. I'll watch the ad. I hate them, but I'll watch them. It's just, I can't afford to spend money just to avoid giving them, I don't know. It just seems kind of wrong. Anyway, where was I? The new YouTube ad profile. It's just, there's an ad, there's two ads in the beginning, and then you get like 30 seconds in, and you get two more ads. And then it's like every 2 minutes or 3 minutes you get more ads. It's almost worse than television, for crying out loud now. Their ads are freaking constant. They want you to get premium. That's their deal. It's like they don't really want the ads. They want you to just pay for premium. And I'm not paying for premium, because for one, I just can't afford it. It's just another subscription and another bill. And I'm tired of paying bills. just because they're too, I don't know, whatever. Wah. 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 Anyway, I'm in babble mode now. I'm not really doing anything because I polyurethane, so I been watching flying icons on the screen. Well, that's not. You see that? Oh, actually, you don't see that if you're on the YouTube, do you? Even if they have it on the. See, I don't mind the little drops and the little games. I think that's kind of cute. I don't ever do any of that. I don't have any of that set up on my Twitch account. Um, I just don't. I never bothered doing it. I think the drops are kind of fun now and again. It gets to be too stupid after a while. It's like, yeah, all right, I'll do the drop once or twice. That was cute. Okay, my little umbrella popped out, and I float down, and I make it on a little dirt pile or a leaf pile or a little snow pile or whatever. You know, that's that. That's good for like one or two shots, and then I'm done with that. All the little games and crap are just pointless to me. I agree with you there, Mike. I don't go to watch live streams to watch stupid little drops. I'd rather watch people. I have a few Twitch streamers that I watch. They have a few little pop-up-y things, like if they get raided, a little pop-up, but they don't have like the constant games, the drops and the plinkos and they don't have that crap running all the time. They have someone subscribes, so it pops up a little thing. Someone, you know, uh, donated money or whatever, or did something and it'll pop up, or which is cute. The recognition is nice if someone donates money, but yeah. Well, it depends. A lot of what I watch on Twitch, I don't watch for edutainment, as you put it. A little bit, not really. It's more kind of a hangout, like we're doing right now. It's a bullshit stream. You hang out and BS. It's like hanging out in a bar with your buddies. Kind of. Not really the same, but kind of the idea with Twitch. But I agree with you. I would. I've gotten used to Twitch. I don't hate it anymore. Um, it's got its thing. I've been watching Twitch streams more and more. They're bothering me less and less. um, if you have Prime, Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to one Twitch stream a month for free, so you get no ads and you don't get all the crap that you don't want to see. But you only can do it to one, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. You have to like jump in circles to freaking get it to work. But yeah, I know Twitch has its place though. I wish there was a service kind of halfway in between YouTube and Twitch. I mean, I get the ads. You got to have ads until you pay for shit. YouTube has ads. I wish they'd do more little window pop-up ads on Twitch instead of just taking over the whole freaking screen. The two things I hate about Twitch when it comes to ads. The ad takes over the whole screen. They're way too long and they take over the whole screen. A lot of these guys are trying to make money, and they have like 4 minutes of ads. You end up with like 8 ads. Like literally, you end up with 8 30-second ads, which is just that. I'll leave. I'll leave a stream before I watch freaking 4 minutes of ads. They don't let the people know. Like if you get an ad right now and you're on Twitch, I don't know. There's nothing that pops up on my screen that says, "Hey, they're in ads." Nobody knows. So if they're, if I know everyone's in an ad, I'll like change the subject or go to something for that minute or two. Because I actually have them limited, which pisses Twitch off. They're like, "Oh, I get paid more money if I let them do their, I don't know. I think they want to do like 15 minutes of ads every hour, which is just insane. It's not actually that much, but it's a lot. They want to do like an ad every 5 minutes or something. And I shut that off. They allow you to shut it off. You just don't get paid as much. Um, if you let it do their way, I think you get like 30% of the revenue. And if you don't, you only get like 15. I don't care. Again, I'm not on it to make money. I just want the Twitch money to pay for StreamYards and help with the internet, pay the bill to stream. I had a Twitch ad break once with 3 ads, and one was 58 minutes. Yeah. If it's too long of an ad break, if I see that, I'll bail. I won't watch the streamer anymore. I'll leave. I don't mind that they should do like 30 seconds, two 15-second ads or one 30-second ad, and that should be it. And that you can do every 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so. You do, most people don't realize, but on Twitch you can set your ads. I have them set to, I think, 3 minutes an hour, and it's every 20 minutes, and you get 1 minute of ads. You get two 30-second ads, or four 15-second ads, or one 30-second ad and two 15-second ads, or something like that. It's every 20 minutes. And I also have it blocked. You don't get any ads for the first 5 minutes. So someone coming in to investigate if they want to watch my stream doesn't get an ad right away. They can actually watch my stream for a couple of minutes, say, okay, I actually want to watch this guy, or I don't want to watch this guy, I'm going to leave, and they don't have to watch any ads. I don't know, do I? I just click it on and it goes. Custom layouts. StreamYard's is getting to like lose their original base, to be honest with you. It's gotten to the point where it's actually used to be easy. The whole point was you cut on and it was a chat window and that was that, and you know, that was their whole theme, is it was easy and fast and there wasn't a whole lot of setup. And now they've gotten kind of, they're putting so many features in there because everyone wants features, that it's kind of losing its easy factor. But anyway, I think I'm going to kill the stream because it's been like, I don't know, an hour and 20 minutes, which isn't really that long, but I'm not really doing anything but babbling. Yeah, well, I mean, we all started using it because it wasn't competing with everyone else. It was the only one that just, it was like 3 clicks and you were on. There was no fancy crap. It was a chat window. It was Zoom, easy. It replaced, what the hell was the Google thing we all used before we started using StreamYards? The Google Hangouts or whatever it was that we used to use, that we all streamed on YouTube with back in the day. Yeah, Google Hangouts. That was the old one. But anyway, I'm going to kill it. Y'all have a wonderful day. And I might actually stream again tonight because I might coat these. But I really need to vacuum them and I need to do a few things. And I don't think I have any spray polyurethane left. Not in gloss. You always want to do gloss first. Always do gloss first with polyurethane. If you're doing matte or semi-gloss, it's actually an additive to the raw polyurethane. If you want to do first coats, you always do gloss with polyurethane first, and then add the matte at the end, because it adheres better. The straight up gloss actually is just straight up polyurethane, and it adheres to the wood better. Learn something new. Anyway, on that note, y'all have a wonderful day. Goodbye. I'm not even going to do a raid. You know what? Maybe I will do a raid. Because I have Twitch up and running. Let's go raid somebody. What can I raid? Creator dashboard. Well, let me do this. I keep forgetting I actually have a halfway decent freaking computer that I'm running this on that will load stuff now. So I can actually do a raid. Okay, guest star. I don't care. Go away. Raid channel. Maker Deck, Chris Perillo. Let's just raid Maker Deck. There's only like 3 people in here. 1 viewer, 2 viewers. 2 whole viewers. Okay, start raid. So we raided. And that's the end. See you, bye.